Today on Unsolved Florida, we're going to be covering a case of a pregnant missing teenager who was home alone at the time of her disappearance over 30 years ago. Let's go to Boynton Beach, Florida in February of 1988. Hattie Juanita Burton was just 19 years old and 5 months pregnant when she vanished from her family's home without a trace. It has been decades, but her loved ones and her community have never stopped wondering what happened to her. On the morning she disappeared, Hattie's stepmother, Ruth Burton, saw her before heading to work around 10 a.m. Ruth called home and spoke to Hattie around lunchtime. There was nothing about the phone call that was unusual or made Ruth worry. By the time Ruth got home, however, Hattie was gone and has not been seen since. The family does not believe that she willingly left on her own because she didn't take any of her belongings with her, she didn't leave a note, and it was completely out of character for her to run away. Given these details, they did wait until the next day to see if Hattie would return, but when she didn't, her parents reported her missing. I already know I don't know how to pronounce the name of this high school, but Hattie was a student here and lived with her parents on Northwest 27th Court, where they actually still live. Her father, Benjamin, is now 78, and Ruth would be 85 if they are still alive. There have been no confirmed sightings of Hattie since February 9th, 1988. Unfortunately, that is all of the information we have in this case, which has received little to absolutely no media coverage. A local news station published an article in 2010 asking the public for more information about Hattie, but it is unknown if any tips or leads came from this media boost. At the time of her disappearance, Hattie was a black female born June 11, 1968, which would make her 57 years old today. She was 5 feet 6, approximately 165 pounds, and again, she was 5 months pregnant. Here is an age progressed picture to show what she might look like today. I want to talk for just a minute about my thoughts on this case. First of all, I heard of this case from Facebook. There is a lot of unsolved groups on there. There were comments on the recent posts that were saying to check out Hattie's family, but I don't think any of these random commenters actually knew Hattie or her family, so I think it's quite a leap to assume that someone in her family molested her. She was a high school student. A ton of girls in high school get pregnant, so I don't know about that. But I could see it both ways, that she left on her own, or perhaps the baby's father did not want the responsibility of a child and Hattie was met with foul play. However, I would also assume that the police checked out this angle and would have named him a suspect in her disappearance because it's so long ago. I can't find any news clippings or articles except for that 2010 article that Fox put out. If she did run away, I feel like you could have made a fake identification in the late 80s and gotten away with it, unlike today. And if she really had a bad home life, I could see where she would not want to reconnect or even let them know she's okay. But unfortunately, in this case, where it has been decades with no information, it's more than likely that she's passed away. I really wish we had more information about the baby's father. Is it someone she knew? Did her parents know who the father was? I did find that Hattie has at least a couple siblings. I found 2 of them on Facebook, but I'm not going to share their profiles here. They still live in the area, but nothing about their sister on their personal social media, which I'm also not going to overanalyze because this did happen in 1988. Personally, I probably wouldn't shut up if my sister was missing, but I could also understand how it's been such a long time with no answers and that not being something that you want to keep posting. Also, her siblings are in their 60s, so anyway, I wish she would have gotten more social media attention. Maybe the news could do another plea asking the public for information. There's just so many of these cold cases, which is exactly why I have this channel and why I'm talking about Hattie today. I don't want her to be forgotten. I want people to see her face, and maybe this will come across the newsfeed of someone that knew her or knew what happened to her. It's rare, but cases do get solved through social media and through videos like these. Lastly, I want to say that I feel like the police might not have investigated her case as thoroughly as they should have because she was a young black pregnant woman, and I really don't need to say more. So So, if you have any information, even the smallest little thing, please contact Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County at 800-458-TIPS, TIPS. All calls will remain anonymous. That's it for me today, guys. We'll see you next time on Unsolved Florida.